Chapter 22 of the book of Luke. Chapter 22. Now the feast of unleavened bread, which is called the Passover, drew nigh, and the chief priests and the scribes sought how they might kill him, for they feared the people. And Satan entered into Judas, who was called Iscariot, being of the number of the 12. And he went away and spoke with the chief priests and captains as to how he should deliver him up to them. And they were rejoiced, and agreed to give him money. And he came to an agreement to do it, and sought an opportunity to deliver him up to them away from the crowd. And the day of unleavened bread came, in which the Passover was to be killed. And he sent Peter and John, saying, Go and prepare the Passover for us, that we may eat it. But they said to him, Where wilt thou that we prepare it? And he said to them, Behold, as ye enter into the city, a man will meet you, carrying an earthen pitcher of water. Follow him into the house where he goes in, and ye shall say to the master of the house, The teacher says to thee, Where is the guest chamber, where I shall eat the Passover with my disciples? And he will show you a large upper room furnished. There make ready. And having gone, they found it as he had said to them, and they prepared the Passover. And when the hour was come, he placed himself at table, and the 12 apostles with him. And he said to them, With desire I have desired to eat this Passover with you, before I suffer. For I say unto you, that I will not eat any more at all of it, until it be fulfilled in the kingdom of God. And having received a cup, when he had given thanks, he said, Take this, and divide it among yourselves. For I say unto you, that I will not drink at all of the fruit of the vine, until the kingdom of God come. And having taken a loaf, when he had given thanks, he broke it, and gave it to them, saying, This is my body, which is given for you. This do in remembrance of me. In like manner also the cup, after having supped, saying, This cup is the new covenant in my blood, which is poured out for you. Moreover, behold, the hand of him that delivers me up is with me on the table. And the Son of Man, indeed, goes as it is determined, but woe unto that man by whom he is delivered up. And they began to question together among themselves who then it could be of them who was about to do this. There was also a strife among them, which of them should be held to be the greatest. And he said to them, The kings of the nations rule over them, and they that exercise authority over them are called benefactors. But ye shall not be thus, but let the greater among you be as the younger, and the leader as he that serves. For which is greater, he that is at table, or he that serves? Is not he that is at table? But I am in the midst of you as the one that serves. But ye are they who have persevered with me in my temptations. And I appoint unto you, as my Father has appointed unto me, a kingdom, that ye may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom, and sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan has demanded to have you, to sift you as wheat. But I have besought for thee that thy faith fail not. And thou, when once thou hast returned back, confirm thy brethren. And he said to him, Lord, with thee I am ready to go both to prison and to death. And he said, I tell thee, Peter, the cock shall not crow today before that thou shalt thrice deny that thou knewest me. And he said to them, When I sent you without purse and scrip and sandals, did ye lack anything? And they said, Nothing. He said therefore to them, But now he that has a purse, let take him it, in like manner also a scrip, and he that has none, let him sell his garment and buy a sword. For I say unto you, that this that is written must yet be accomplished in me. And he was reckoned among the lawless. For also the things concerning me have an end. And they said, Lord, behold, here are 2 swords. And he said to them, It is enough. And going forth he went according to his custom to the Mount of Olives. And the disciples also followed him. And when he was at the place, he said to them, Pray that ye enter not into temptation. And he was withdrawn from them, about a stone's throw. And having knelt down, he prayed, saying, Father, if thou wilt remove this cup from me. But then, not my will, but thine be done. And an angel appeared to him from heaven, strengthening him. And being in conflict, he prayed more intently, and his sweat became as great drops of blood falling down upon the earth. And rising up from his prayer, coming to the disciples, he found them sleeping from grief. And he said to them, Why sleep ye? Rise up and pray, that ye enter not into temptation. And as he was yet speaking, lo, a crowd, and he that was called Judas, one of the 12, went on before them, and drew near to Jesus to kiss him. And Jesus said to him, Judas, deliverest thou up the Son of Man with a kiss? And they who were around him, seeing what was going to follow, said to him, Lord, shall we smite with the sword? And a certain one from among them smote the bondsman of the high priest, and took off his right ear. And Jesus answering said, Suffer thus far. And having touched his ear, he healed him. And Jesus said to the chief priests and captains of the temple, and elders who were come against him, Have ye come out as against a robber, with swords and sticks? When I was day by day with you in the temple, ye did not stretch out your hands against me. But this is your hour and the power of darkness. And having laid hold on him, they led him away, and they led him into the house of the high priest. And Peter followed afar off. And they, having lit a fire in the midst of the court, and sat down together, Peter sat among them. And a certain maid, having seen him sitting by the light, and having fixed her eyes upon him, said, And this man was with him. But he denied him, saying, Woman, I do not know him. And after a short time, another seeing him said, And thou art of them. But Peter said, Man, I am not. And after the lapse of about 1 hour, another stoutly maintained it, saying, In truth, this man also was with him, for also he is a Galilean. And Peter said, Man, I know not what thou sayest. And immediately, while he was yet speaking, the cock crew. And the Lord, turning round, looked at Peter. And Peter remembered the word of the Lord, how he said to him, Before the cock shall crow, thou shalt deny me thrice. And Peter, going forth without, wept bitterly. And the men who held him mocked him, beating him, and covering him up, asked him, saying, Prophesy, who is that that has struck thee? and they said many other injurious things to him. And when it was day, the elderhood of the people, both the chief priests and scribes, were gathered together, and led him into their own council, saying, If thou art the Christ, tell us. And he said to them, If I tell you, ye will not at all believe. And if I should ask you, ye would not answer me at all, nor let me go. But henceforth shall the Son of Man be sitting on the right hand of the power of God. And they all said, Thou then art the Son of God? And he said to them, Ye say that I am. And they said, What need have we any more of witness? For we have heard ourselves out of his mouth.